We are counting down to the mega IPL auction, and I call it mega because this is the first time since the inception of the IPL that all the players or most of the players will be back into the auction pool. There are two new franchises as well. Right now, I am joined by two gentlemen who are key to formation of one of the new franchise, Lucknow Super Giants. Welcome to the show, Mr. Sanjeev Goenka, the owner of the team, and Gautam Gambhir, the mentor, who's also a former IPL team captain, two-time IPL winner. Mr. Goenka, you've been a part of the league. 2017, your team was in the touching distance of winning the title. From there to the team going out, coming back this time around and making a whole new team. Would you say life has come full circle?
Well, I think that was the past. This is the present. So the past is not something that you dwell on too much. We are focusing right now on building a team that can compete effectively, that can lead a meaningful challenge.
Gautam, I have to ask you about, your being a part of KKR. I still have your jersey from second season that you had autographed and given it to me. I find it hard to dissociate you from KKR. How difficult is it for you to get up every morning and say that I'm not a night rider anymore, I'm a super giant?
I live my life in present. This is my present. And the chairman has already answered that KKR was my past, Lucknow is my present. And I've always believed in living in present.
Mr. Goenka, let's talk about appointing KL Rahul as the captain of your franchise. What thoughts really went into it, and also paying him the highest IPL salary?
Appointing KL was a no-brainer. He was clearly my first choice. And we approached him. And we had a couple of rounds of conversation. And we had a meeting of minds. And that was it. It was fairly simple. I'm very impressed with his cool, collected, composed approach. He seems to be unflappable. So I think, he's not necessarily someone who's the most expressive, but frankly, that's the way I am. And I find, that part of his characteristic resonated with me.
Staying on the topic of KL Rahul, you appointed him as the captain. You said that his thoughts and the way he is resonates with you. Now, there's a question that I've always wanted to ask the franchises is if your captain is also the national captain, does that add to the brand value of the team?
Frankly, if you have more players in the national team, it possibly adds to a certain level of viewership. But what will eventually succeed for your franchise is your franchise winning. No amount of quote-unquote brands can help you if you consistently lose. So I think our motto will be simple: to go out and perform. Perform to win. You may win, you may lose, but you must compete properly and effectively.
Gautam, you have been a part of the IPL for several seasons, and during one of the seasons, you also became the highest paid player at the IPL auction. With that tag comes certain weight of expectations, and you will understand perhaps more than anyone else what KL Rahul feels at this moment. As a mentor, how would you help him deal with that situation?
Look, I know where you're coming from, but then most importantly, this is our job. The support staff's job is to try and make him feel as free as we can. Because see, the burden, I think the most important burden is not about the price tag. The most important burden is to perform on the cricket field. That is the biggest pressure, and that's the biggest burden. And that is with everyone, and that's a given. And that will happen probably with someone who gets picked at 20 lakhs to someone who's getting picked at 17 CR, because everyone wants to go out there and perform. So our job is to probably create an environment where they can just go out there and play freely and probably showcase their talent to the world. And that is what is more important. And hopefully, I think apart from that, there's nothing, no other pressure that really matters.
Gautam, I believe that you are having several rounds of talks with KL Rahul regarding the auction. Any particular input from him, the kind of player, I'm not talking about the player, the kind of players that he would like to have in the team?
No, I think it's a collective decision as well. At the moment, we haven't discussed on the players, what players, but I've always believed that we want players who are absolutely honest for those 2 months, and they want to play for the franchise. They don't want to think of playing for India, because playing for India is a byproduct. When people start talking about between the IPL, they do, you know what, this franchise or Lucknow or other franchises have given me the platform to play for India. No, it's a platform to go out and showcase your talent to the world. And we want players to be playing for Lucknow. And if they perform and do well for Lucknow, they'll eventually go on to play for India. So honesty is very important in those 2 months.
Mr. Goenka, very interesting choice of players. You have decided to retain Marcus Stoinis, Ravi Bishnoi, two of them there. Any thoughts going into retaining these two players? Apart from KL Rahul, of course, being appointed as the captain.
Well, I think it was Gautam who initially suggested that we go in with an uncapped player. It's something that everyone bought into as an idea. And Ravi Bishnoi is somebody who's performed exceedingly well, has been a wicket taker, is an outstanding fielder, has a very strong dum, so I think the combination was very good. And Marcus has accomplished himself as an all-rounder of proven track record. And again, he's somebody who gives his 100% to the franchise that he plays for.
Gautam, would you like to add to that?
100%. I think I gave an idea, and ultimately I'm really happy that chairman accepted that idea, because our job is to float the ideas, and the final call will always be the chairman's call. And we just thought, probably for me, from the cricketing point of view, Ravi Bishnoi makes sense from every front. He's young, he's 21, he's a wicket-taking option, he's only going to get better if he keeps his head on his shoulder, if he keeps improving, keeps working hard. He can play for the franchise for next 15 years. So what better? And we all know that what wrist spinners can do and how in demand the wrist spinners normally are in the auction. So for me, I think we are very happy with the three signings, and we're pretty much sure that they're going to perform and probably bring laurels to the franchise.
Gautam, from the trend that we've seen of your retention, it seems to me, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you would like to have more and more utility players, more and more all-rounders at the auction table.
So it's a combination of everything. I think it's just a combination. You can't just say that we want players with utility. We want proven players as well. We want impactful players as well. We want gun bowlers as well. We want very good wicket-taking spinners as well. So it's just a combination. A combination of a good playing 11 or a good squad is where we've got options, where we can give options to a captain that he can have different combinations going in every game, or probably depending on the conditions as well. That is what a good squad is. That is what it means to have a depth in the squad. A depth in the squad doesn't mean that if your one player gets injured and suddenly you're looking for replacements, you don't find any in your squad. So that is what we would look at.
Gautam, let's talk a little more about the auction. No right to match card this time around. Do you think that is going to be beneficial for the two new franchises?
See, this is what we've got, and we're very happy with what we've got. And I think we can't keep thinking we don't have the right to match card and stuff. I think these three players, what we've retained, we are very, very content, very happy, and we know that we can build the entire squad around these three guys over a period of probably the next couple of years as well.
Last time when the IPL had to be split between India and UAE, there were certain franchises who expressed concerns that the buys were made keeping in view that the tournament is entirely going to be played in India. Now, of course, the situation is fluid. We don't know where the tournament finally happens. But will that be at the back of your mind also when you make the buys?
Frankly, what we believe today is that the tournament will be played entirely in India. Nobody can predict the way COVID is going to be and it's going to behave. So we're going to pick the best squad that's possible for us within our purse, within the availability of players, and then go out and compete.
Dr. Goenka, you are launching the logo of Lucknow team today. Tell us about the significance and the inspiration as well.
We've taken elements from cricket. So you have the bat, you have the ball, you have the bails, then the national tricolour. Then you have a bird or an object taking flight. So that's inspired by the butterfly. And you have a tree which is in full bloom. So it's like a fully grown, fully developed, fully flowering tree. So we may be a new franchise, but our team is going to be experienced. So that's what the logo is about.
Wish you the very best for the IPL auctions and wish that on the night of 13th, you go out smiling and have a winning team with you. Thank you very much.